Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie begins at a place called Camp David, where the President of the United States, Benjamin Asher, stays. He just finished boxing with his bodyguard, Mike Banning, who used to be a U.S. Army Ranger. President Asher gets ready to go to a Christmas party with his wife, Margaret, and their son, Connor. Despite being a Secret Service agent, Banning is close friends with President Asher and his family. He asks his team member, Dave Forbes, to guard Camp David, while they head to the party. On their snowy drive, the presidential limousine carrying the first family loses control on an icy bridge. Banning saves President Asher, but tragically, Margaret dies as the car falls into a ravine. Banning blames himself for not being able to protect her, and he feels very guilty. 18 months post-incident, Banning transitions to a treasury role, away from presidential security. At home, he's distracted as Leah shares something, noticing her frustration. To appease her, he promises a vacation. During a meeting with Lynn Jacobs, his former boss, they're approached by Roma and his Secret Service team, maintaining a respectful demeanor, despite Banning's departure. Expressing remorse for the First Lady's death, he still hopes to return to protecting the president. Elsewhere, President Asher prepares for a meeting with state officials, discussing South Korea's desire to align against North Korea's aggression. Debate ensues over the message such a statement would send. President consults with Deputy Rodriguez, who agrees with Defense Secretary McMillan's concerns. During the meeting with South Korea's Prime Minister, Park, the Prime Minister's personal bodyguard, is introduced to White House security. In a heart-stopping turn of events, an unidentified aircraft breaches the secure airspace of the United States, sending shockwaves through the nation. When attempts at communication fail, and the aircraft retaliates against U.S. fighter jets, a chilling realization dawns: the White House is in imminent danger. Reacting swiftly to the impending air assault, Rome springs into action. President Asher and key officials are swiftly whisked away, to the fortified underground bunker for safety. Meanwhile, tension mounts as the White House defenders brace themselves for the inevitable confrontation. The rogue aircraft, now identified as a hostile force, descends upon Washington, D.C., unleashing terror in its wake. Innocent civilians flee in panic, as the skies rain down destruction. Banning, caught in the midst of the unfolding crisis, races towards the besieged White House, determined to confront the threat head-on. As U.S. Air Force jets engage the hostile plane, bringing it crashing down, a new threat emerges. Mercenaries, disguised amidst the chaos, launch a ground assault on the unsuspecting White House defenders. In a brutal firefight, the mercenaries overwhelm the defenses, paving the way for a shocking breach. Amidst the smoke and gunfire, an unexpected treachery unfolds. Park, a key figure in the terrorist group Koreans for United Freedom, KUF, betrays his allegiance. With the aid of defected insiders, including the cunning Dave Forbes, Park and his ruthless operative seize control. In a daring and desperate bid, Banning infiltrates the now compromised White House. Surrounded by enemies and with time running out, he must navigate the treacherous corridors, to rescue President Asher and the captive officials. Park, now in command, unveils a sinister plan. By ordering his technical expert, Lim, to disable the White House's defenses, they gain access to its arsenal. Utilizing drones to surveil U.S. military movements, they tighten their grip on power. In a chilling display of dominance, the terrorists make a brazen demand. Via a grim video call to the Pentagon, they execute Prime Minister Lee Tae-woo, sending shockwaves through the international community. With President Asher and vital officials in their clutches, Park demands the withdrawal of all U.S. forces from the vicinity of the White House. Cornered and outmaneuvered, the Pentagon faces an agonizing decision. Forced to comply to protect the lives of the hostages, they reluctantly order the withdrawal of the U.S. military. In a devastating blow to national pride, the terrorists hoist their flag over the conquered White House, signaling their complete control. As the dust settles and the full extent of the terrorists' grip becomes clear, a lone figure remains undeterred. Banning, now the last hope for the captured leaders and the nation itself, must navigate a deadly game of cat and mouse, within the very heart of the enemy's stronghold. Fate hangs precariously in the balance as Olympus, the symbol of American power, falls under a shadow of terror and treachery. As chaos reigns within the walls of the besieged White House, Banning emerges as a beacon of hope. With steely determination and unparalleled skill, he waged a one-man war against the ruthless terrorists, inching closer to dismantling their diabolical plans with each calculated move. Amidst the mayhem, Banning's daring exploits lead him to disable internal surveillance, granting him a crucial lifeline to the outside world. Utilizing the president's satellite earphones, he establishes contact with Lynn and Alan Trumbull, the interim president, who is orchestrating the response from the Pentagon's emergency briefing room. However, the grim reality unfolds as Lin reveals the dire predicament. The president and other officials are held hostage. The stakes skyrocket when Park leverages President Asher's hostage status to coerce Trumbull into a devastating concession: withdrawal of crucial military assets from the Korean peninsula, paving the way for a catastrophic Third Korean War. Yet, Park's true intentions eclipse mere geopolitical brinkmanship. Fueled by a desire for vengeance over his mother's death, he harbors a twisted plan to unleash America's nuclear arsenal, transforming the nation into an irradiated wasteland. To execute his nefarious scheme, he requires access to the Cerberus system, a clandestine protocol governing the nation's nuclear arsenal. With the code known only to President Asher, Secretary of Defense Ruth McMillan, and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs Admiral Joseph Honig, he employs ruthless coercion to extract vital information, plunging the nation into unprecedented peril. As the tension mounts, Banning embarks on the desperate mission. With the clock ticking and danger lurking around every corner, he navigates the treacherous halls of the White House, confronting adversaries at every turn. Amidst the turmoil, revelations surface, exposing Park's true identity as Kang Yonsak, a notorious terrorist with a vendetta against the United States. With the knowledge of Kang's identity in hand, Banning races against time to relay critical intelligence to the Pentagon, amplifying efforts to thwart the impending catastrophe. However, betrayal lurks in the shadows as Banning encounters Forbes, a deceitful ally turned enemy. Unraveling Forbes' allegiance, Banning confronts the traitor in a deadly showdown, determined to safeguard the mission's integrity at any cost. As the Pentagon strategizes a daring airborne assault, tensions escalate, and Banning's warnings fall on deaf ears. Ignoring his counsel, Trumbull orders a precipitous airstrike on the White House, risking catastrophic consequences in a desperate bid for victory. Yet, Banning remains the linchpin of hope, navigating the path to redemption. With the fate of the nation hanging in the balance, his unwavering resolve stands as the last line of defense against an imminent apocalypse. As the Pentagon hatches a daring plan to retake the White House, unbeknownst to them, Park and his ruthless henchmen are already several steps ahead. Utilizing the drones they had flown earlier, Park intercepts the SEAL team's approach, swiftly activating the deadly Hydra 6 anti-aircraft system. In a harrowing display of firepower, the SEAL helicopters are obliterated within moments, sending shockwaves through the Pentagon command. Trumbull, realizing the catastrophic turn of events, hastily aborts the mission. Meanwhile, Banning, in a desperate bid to counter Park's maneuver, takes a daring leap to disable the Hydra 6. The act leaves him injured, but he is determined to press on. Park, undeterred by the failed attack, escalates the stakes with chilling efficiency. Executing Vice President Charlie Rodriguez in a brazen act of retaliation, he holds President Asher's life in a precarious balance, demanding a helicopter and full fuel for their escape. With the clock ticking, Trumbull implores Banning to act swiftly. Racing against the countdown, Banning confronts Park in a heart-stopping showdown. The ensuing chaos spills onto the White House grounds, with Banning relentlessly pursuing Park and his dwindling band of terrorists. In a rescue attempt, he thwarts Park's attempt to execute Secretary of Defense McMillan in plain view of the world's media. The intense confrontation forces Park and his remaining forces back into the bunker, buying precious moments for the president. Now, Trumbull makes the agonizing decision to comply with Park's demands, ordering the withdrawal of crucial military assets as per Park's demands. The tension reaches a boiling point as Park orchestrates a chilling ruse, staging the apparent deaths of President Asher and the remaining hostages. Unfooled by the deception, Banning remains resolute in his pursuit of justice. Firmly believing that Park and President Asher are still alive, he prepares for a final decisive assault on the bunker. With two Cerberus codes in hand, Park launches a ruthless assault to extract President Asher's code, unleashing the specter of a cataclysmic nuclear disaster upon the United States. While Banning springs into action, engaging Park in a brutal life or death struggle. In a pulse-pounding climax, President Asher's courageous intervention provides the crucial distraction Banning needed. Seizing the opportunity, he engages Park in hand-to-hand combat, determined to end the reign of terror once and for all. Finally, Banning emerges victorious, vanquishing the terrorists in a relentless onslaught. Rushing to President Asher's side, he desperately tries to stem the bleeding, determined to save the life of the president and avert the impending nuclear catastrophe. Through sheer determination and unwavering resolve, Banning, with the assistance of Trumbull and his team, succeeds in deactivating the Cerberus system, averting the devastation. As the dust settles, President Asher is whisked away for medical treatment, reunited with his son Connor. The halls of the Pentagon echo with relief and applause, as Banning's heroic actions are celebrated. Reinstated as the head of the president's security detail, Banning stands tall, his dedication and sacrifice saving the president and the United States from the brink of annihilation. The president addresses the nation, vowing resilience and strength in the face of adversity. With a poignant moment, he warmly shakes Banning's hand, acknowledging the debt of gratitude for saving not just his life, but the very fabric of the nation itself. Through the gripping tale of a Secret Service agent's unwavering dedication, it paints a vivid portrait of sacrifice, heroism, and the indomitable spirit that defines America in its darkest hours. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.